Hello folks, welcome to Lester's. A lot of you have been asking about this new Magnum 1. So I'm going to unbox it, let you see what all is in it, and then we're going to take a look at it. Let me put the camera down. I can find a stable platform to put it on. Hang on just a second. See if I got this where you can see it. We're looking at the bottom of it there, huh? Okay. See if I can keep it in camera for you. You know what? Hang on a minute. Alright. Hopefully I got the camera set up where you can see this. Still got the same information on the box. This is serial number 18430010. Okay. Now it's my understanding basically the PC board and stuff didn't change. They just changed the firmware, make it operate a little more like what we wanted it to. Ooh, just knocked over that thing of screws. Don't want to do that. Just back over there out of the way. I ain't had time to stop and clean up my workbench. You guys are killing me here. Alright. Got the mounting bracket. Surprised it's not black. Owner's manual. Warranty, registration, that kind of stuff. Yeah. Honors Group radio card. Stryker does that, or not Stryker, but President does that with their stuff. I give you a Honors Group radio card. Looks something like that. Well, here, we'll take that out in just a minute. Right now, let's take a look at the accessories. That's just a rolled up piece of cardboard. Oh, nice heavy duty power cable. Got all the accessories. And the microphone. This is different. Comes in a little bubble bag there. Got little ones that like popping those bubbles. Okay. Alright. Back to the radio. Now it took quite a while for them to get these back in stock again. Everybody was been waiting on them. It's been like a year, if I'm not mistaken. They kept telling me they were coming, but try not to tear the plastic bag. Man, we're never here, we're never here, we're never here. Now all of a sudden, hey, we got them. All right, there's that card. Okay. Just under the bag. back in there, owner battery back in there, bracket back in there. Got to keep the radio like new. It's going to be sold as new, so I don't want to mess it up. Okay, box, you're aggravating me now. There we go. That's good enough to get it out of the way. Alrighty. Well, there it is. Looks pretty much just like the old one. Right, let me hook up some power and an antenna. We'll see what it does. There's the back of it. Oops, put it back in the camera. Looks just like the old one. Fired up my little MFJ power supply. Oh, you know, you might like to see it power on. That light is right in the way. It ain't that one, it's the other. Alright, now then. That's what it does when it powers up. And there we go. On 28. Okay. Sorry about the light. If I move that one out of the way, tell you what, let's cut this off. There we go. It looks pretty good. Got the backlit controls with the orange display, just like the old ones. Okay. Let me reposition it so you guys can see the output power and stuff. Be right back. Alright, I've got a 250 watt slug on this side, which is peak. I have a 100 watt slug on this side, which is average. Okay, hook a microphone up to it. I'm going to need an adapter. Let's see if the Bearcat adapter will work. Yeah. Hella. Audio hella. And let's see, where's the mic gain? Looks like that's all the way up. And I am on a dummy load, you guys, so. Hello, audio, hello. Hello, audio, audio 1, 2. You can see it's really tame right now. Let's see, is the RF power all the way up? Yep. RF gains all the way up. Hello audio. That's about 70 watts right there, peak. Audio, almost 40 watts RMS. Of course, I haven't tuned it up or anything. I mean, that's the way it came out of the box. It hadn't been expanded or anything. Okay? Just doing some checks here. That's FM. Let's see what FM does. Okay, we're doing almost 50 watts dead key on FM. What are we doing on AM? 20 watts dead key on AM. Hello audio, audio, audio. About 50 watts peak. So you can see it needs a tune-up. All right. Okay. Let me get set up. We'll pull the covers off and see what's inside. More to come. Okay, I decided to stop before I go any further and get some protective tape on this bezel before I start flipping it around on the bench here. This cardboard's pretty soft, but you know, sometimes you leave a part, component, or something on there and that will scratch the chrome. I do not want that to happen. So, putting the Signature Lescom red tape on here. And yes, there is a copycat out there. He spells his name a little different, but he's using the red tape. I think he calls his stuff Lesco or something like that. Now, this is not the distributing place. He just changed the name around enough to where, yeah, I mean, I could probably pursue it and get him for the name, but it ain't worth it. You guys know my work. Alright, let's pop some screws out of this thing. Let's see, find me an empty container. This one will do nicely. These things make great little parts keepers. And that camera's in the way. I don't like to make long videos like this, but I know you guys are really curious about this radio, so that's why I'm doing it this way. You know what, I'll just go ahead and take the top and bottom cover off. Now you guys see me spinning these screws out with my little Black & Decker here, little 20-volt Black & Decker. But it's set on drywall screw setting right there to take them out. Never, 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 ever put K-screws back in a radio using a driver like this. Now, the little screwdriver type drivers are fine to put them back in there because they don't have much torque or much power. Well, let me qualify that statement. There are a few that have a lot of torque to them. You don't want to use those. Just get one that's ginger, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Okay. And this is the typical Huajiang, or however how you pronounce that chassis. Trying to keep the bottom part of this damn speaker cable from pulling out. A lot of times you'll see it come out. I see it right there. Okay. All right. Well, so far what I'm seeing doesn't look very different from what we had before. Still has only the one filter, so we can upgrade that with 2 filters. And at least they went with a bigger DC input buffer filter. That's a 1000, so we can upgrade that one. And here's your voltage regulator buffer filter. That's also a 1000, but they are gold label capacitors. Now I'll have to look up that name, see if it's audio quality. I kind of doubt it, but they are gold. And of course we can do the Palomar Max mod. Okay. All of these chassis are really, really similar. Okay, and I'm pretty sure that they didn't change the low pass filter. So we can change some parts around in that and get a little better audio out of it. The audio cuts off, well, I think it says 3K for high, and let's see if it's written on this box. No, I don't think it is. No. Got a lot of information on here, but not the audio spread. I'm talking about cutoff audio for your voice. I know by changing components in the low pass filter, we can spread that out a little bit. Somebody did a video on that not too long ago. Who was that? They did it real well. They used a sweep generator and showed it on the spectrum analyzer, and after just 1 or 2 kilohertz it dropped way off. I think it was Mike's Radio Repair, I believe. Mike does a lot of good videos, so if you guys are looking to learn something, Mike's a good one to watch. Okay, but that looks pretty simple. I guess the next thing that I want to do is see what we need to do to make it full coverage. I'm going to try the standard full coverage, and the standard full coverage mod, and see what that does. It's a little bit different around that, a little bit, not much. But like I said, I think the biggest thing was firmware changes. Alright, and you notice that this radio has a pre-driver, a driver, and 2 finals. Okay, whereas the Striker has a pre-driver, a MOSFET first stage driver, a MOSFET second stage driver, and then 2 finals. That's how they're able to get more power out of the Striker 955 and 655. Okay, but these should do about 75-80 watts peak. And I like the fact that they kept the jumpers there, so it's easy to set up and do your bias adjustment. Let's take a look at the bottom of it now. I like these thick covers. They still have the thick covers on them, and I really like that. Okay, you know, it's been a while since I looked at one, but it sure seems to me like this PC board is shorter. It might just be my imagination, but I've got another new Magnum 1 here from the old series. I bet you guys would like to see them side by side. You know, I think I would too. Give me a little bit. I'll get it out of the box and we'll set them up. Okay, here we are. And no, they are exactly the same. No, they're not. Oh, I see the difference. Okay, you notice here, these have, instead of pointing with that, I'm pointing with my finger, you see the regular capacitors over here, right? Regular electrolytics. This one has the capacitors, but they're surface mount. They're not electrolytics anymore. Okay, that's one change. And it does look like they're using a better grade of capacitors in the newer ones. And this part right in here has changed too. You notice you don't see a lot of the patches, that right there, that you did in the old one, where they were taking care of some problems. It looks like they fixed all of that now. Okay, because you actually see an added capacitor here that wasn't there on the old one. See, the old one, they had to add that there. And this resistor is now in place there, it looks like. So a lot of little changes. All in all, it pretty much looks the same, just minor stuff. And like I said, I told you that I heard that most of it was just firmware changes, what they did, and that's exactly what it looks like. Don't look like they did modified the circuit too much, other than fix these little quirks that were here before. So it required changing that area around. And also they went to surface mount capacitors back here instead of the electrolytics, which these are, the big ones like this are not too hard, okay, not too hard to replace. It's those little tiny bastards like that one right there, boy, they're a lot of trouble to replace. So, but yeah, it's looking pretty much like the old one. You know, there's a surface mount there instead of that one. And like I said, they've added this capacitor, which was an afterthought or to take care of a problem. They've added it to the board now. Okay, so although the board says the exact same part number, okay, you notice this says 2015-0320. This one says 2015-0320. 8800 V09. We all know that these were 8800 boards. It has been updated. Okay. I do like this though. You know, it makes it look cleaner. And I like the fact that we don't have the jumper and the little patches and the diodes and everything soldered over here on top of everything. Oh, that looks much cleaner. Okay. Yeah, bottom looks the same too. And we do have that big gap up here in the front on this one, just like we do the new one. Okay, so it looks like the same radio. And let me fire it up, get it aligned, and we'll see what it actually does. Okay, more to come. Okay, one other thing that I just noticed, the output transistors I thought would be RF Limited's new flagship, the EKL 2030 pluses, but this thing has the RF 520Ns in it, so probably won't get as much power out of these as we did the old ones, but the 520s are a lot more robust than the FQP 13N10, so that's kind of a good thing. Okay, more to come. Okay, so testing it on channel 22. I guess I could have checked it on channel 20. That's where I normally check it on. Okay, it's a little different than the old one as far as how to get full coverage. Instead of the 3.3 that we used to do, or the 33K we used to do, we now do a 10K right there. Okay, so now rather than me take this tiny little 10K, which I think is a 603 or a 403, I'm not real sure, but I used an 805 and made it a little easier for me to handle, and it still fit the solder pads. So that's how you do that, those two things right there. Okay, and I'm seeing about 75 watts out peak on sideband with 40 watts RMS. Tell you what, let me see, let's push the camera back around this way, see if I can get another shot of the meters. Like that. That's good enough for you guys to see that, right? 250 watt slug here, 100 watt slug here. This is peak. That's RMS. I'm on ×1. Okay. I'm on lower sideband. That's right at 75 watts. There we go. 75 watts peak, and what is that, about almost 50, about 48 RMS. Okay, so it's just a little bit better than a Galaxy, and of course that stands to reason. You got 3 IRF 520s in here, but even with all my testing, this heatsink in this area in the back is cool as a cucumber. Let me get the camera back up here. I got a really large gooseneck for this thing. Okay, but it's doing really well, actually, to have 520s in it. Now I'm sure that if we upgraded it to FQP 13N10s, you'd be back up at 100 watts again, or close to it. But the nice thing about having the 520s in there is that they're very robust. They can take quite a bit of punishment compared to the FQP 13N10s. The only thing that's getting warm is this little guy over here, and it's getting warm. It's not getting hot, it's getting warm, okay, when I was doing all my testing. So, but that can be solved real easy with the Max Mod. I'm really surprised they didn't put the Max Mod in here. But it's the TIP 36, like most of the Quasang radio chassis have got in them. Okay. This one is more along the lines of like the Lincoln 2 Plus. It's got a driver and 2 finals rather than 2 drivers and 2 finals. like the AT6666 is. The AT6666 has 2 drivers, a first and second stage driver, and then dual finals. Okay, so it's got 4 MOSFETs in it. That's why you see so much power, more power out of it and out of the Striker 955. But they're all made by Quazheng, that Chinese company, and I really like the quality of the boards. Okay, it's a good thick copper board. It's not cheesy, cheap crap. I don't know if you can see that edge of that PC board right there. Okay, compared to today's radios, that's thick, and I can't flex this board right here. I can just a little bit. You can just barely flex this board right here. Okay, but high quality. It's kind of sad that they left that opening in there. They could have pushed the faceplate back a little bit, but then they would have had to restamp all this stuff too and retool it and everything. But it would have made for a shorter chassis. I left a little more room for the heat sink in like confined areas in overheads in cabs, truck cabs. But all right, let me get set up for the receiver test, and I'll be back. Okay, I'm on channel 20, 100 microvolts. There's 20, and you can see we're on AM. That's an S9 there. Let's see what it looks like on sideband, and a little bit less on sideband, but I think that's got something to do with my, it's got something to do with my signal generator being slightly off frequency. Okay. Now I'm messing with a clarifier here that, this clarifier is what I'm adjusting. So I'm actually at 206, which is about right. Okay. 30% modulation, 100 microvolts. Should be an S9, and it is. Okay. Now, function or turn off. Roger beep. There we go. Did it turn it on? Yeah. No, it didn't. Okay. Roger beep. Roger beep is now off. I hate Roger beep. All right. Let me put it back together. Get the camera off the, well, it's not a tripod, it's a monopod. Put it back together and see what we can hear. More to come. Okay, we're on channel 28. Oh wait, I need to put it on an external antenna. Let's see. Let's see if we can hear something. Nothing on 38. Nothing on 38. Okay. You know what? Let me squelch this up so we don't hear that all the time. I don't like the way that's set up. I wish it was FM and then AM. So when you go from sideband to AM, you wouldn't hit that FM switch position. Okay, let's see what we can hear. And high cut. Let's turn on high cut. Oh, that's the wrong one. Function high cut. That's much better, much better. Okay. Now then, that's AM. Remember, high cut is channel specific. I'm sorry. I'm holding the damn camera where you can't see anything. I didn't even hear anything on the Super Bowl channel. Really surprised there's no one on the radio tonight. Well, I say tonight. It's almost 2 in the morning. That's probably why I don't hear anyone. But, okay, there it is. The new version of the Magnum 1. I like it. I'm going to keep this one. So you guys are not going to get this one. Well, I don't know. I got the old version in my trucks. I may just keep those in there and go ahead and sell this one. Now that I know that they're plentiful again. I like it. Got a good receiver on it. It's very well made. Got good thick hard covers on it. The surround that goes around the radio is still nice and thick. Instead of that thin sheet metal crap that most of them are putting on there now. They changed the finals to IRL 520s, which means you won't just smoke them if your SWR goes way up. And the bias is actually set correctly on these. I didn't have to adjust it, which is amazing. And like I said, the heatsink got a little bit warm with me doing all my testing, but not hot like those FQP 13N10s did. Now the FQP 13N10s got so hot because the bias was usually adjusted wrong on those. Usually adjusted way high to get more power out of it. All the ones I got in here with final problems, that's what it was. Whoever tuned it up for them did not know how to set the bias up for these. Okay, nice radio. Good job, Magnum. I like it. Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you for watching. 7-3, everybody.